Alright, next let's look at a value resolution. This house should value stewardship over economy when they conflict. Okay? So it's stewardship over economy. This house. You could define this house as many things. There are some that are going to be abusive and some that are not. This house, if it were the American Farmers Association, I think you're getting on a shady ground. If it's your church, probably shaky ground. But if it's the United States government, yeah, I think you're a good way to go. If it's California, yeah, I think you're still in fair turf. But it's going to come down to the debate round, and I say hit the nail on the head. Go square on. The United States federal government is a great way to go. You could go UN, you could do whatever you want. But stewardship versus economy is really the key to this debate, and it's a value debate. So what do you want to do on both sides? Really, you do the same thing. You want to have a value. You want to have a reason that that's a better value. You want to have a definition or description, and you want to have a weighing mechanism. How do we get to the value? And then you're going to have, contingents, and the contingents are going to be the heart of your case. So in this example, you might say that our value is long-term sustainability. Now, I can tell you already what this debate is probably going to turn into. This debate is going to turn into you, as the stewardship side, saying that long-term sustainability, which is more important because it keeps us alive forever, and make sure that we improve our economy, and we get there by having, here you're probably going to mention some specific policy types of things. So you're going to say we achieve long-term stability by rotating crops, by not using GM foods or pesticides or something like that, and by not having antibiotics in cows and chickens. Let's just say you said that. I'm not very educated on this subject. The other team is going to come up here and say, you're arguing that long-term sustainability, that really is the economy. I'm arguing long-term economy, and I say that sustainability leads towards long-term economy. Sure, in the short term I grant you, stewardship conflicts with economy, but there is no conflict in the long run. In fact, economy subsumes stewardship, because we know that 500 years from now, if we have been sustainable by stewarding properly, we will have a better economy. Instead of having a really fast-growing economy now, but then creating a bubble and bursting that and hurting us very soon. So that kind of debate is very likely from this resolution. But let's just say you were on the other side, and you didn't think of that, kind of eat the other team's value. In that case, you're going to argue create some value that leads towards economy. So let's just say, you can pick life. I think that's a harder one to argue. Let's just say you value U.S. government's duty. And then you spend the rest of the round arguing that stewardship is a personal duty and a corporate duty in terms of businesses, but economy is a government duty, and therefore this house shouldn't be pursuing stewardship. They should be creating conditions for a thriving economy, which don't really hurt stewardship, but they don't really help it either. That's a possible way to take this debate. You could take it any way, and that's my point right now. It's not that I have great arguments coming out of my mouth. My point right now is that this is how you would debate that type of a resolution, a value resolution. So last of all, let's look at a fact resolution. Oh wait, we already did that. We need to look at a metaphor resolution. This house would support the blue pill. What could that mean? It can mean all kinds of things, but I say we go to the matrix. Take the blue pill, take the red pill, right? I'm hoping I'm getting this right, but I think the blue pill is the one that you take if you just want to wake up in bed again, whereas the red pill is the one that you take if you want to, be free and go into the matrix. I sure hope I have that right. So, you want to define who this house is, would support the blue pill, let's say the blue pill is forgetting what we're doing now and starting over. So if the blue pill is stopping the course that you're doing and starting over, what is it? It's a policy resolution. So you need to come up with a policy that forgets what we're doing now, starts over. This links directly to, if you wanted to repeal Obamacare, you could turn this resolution into repealing Obamacare. The United States would support the forgetting of our policy, or where we got today. That's one possible interpretation. Okay, if you're on the other side, this is easy. You want to prepare multiple interpretations of the blue pill, argue that pills forgetting is never the way, or pills of any kind. I guess you don't know that they're going to interpret that as forgetting, but if you're going with the matrix, you probably should, because that's what this refers to. But let's just say pills are never the answer. And you can come up with some pretty convincing arguments as to pills and their analogies in the real world are never the answer. They're Band-Aids. In fact, sometimes they're worse than Band-Aids. I'd have arguments about most of the people who have committed gross acts of violence, like school shootings and stuff, are on antidepressants. Pills are not the way to have rational policies, okay? You're going to prepare something like that, and then you're going to prepare some topicality arguments on different ways they could go with this resolution, and then you're going to see what happens. Because they're struggling to interpret the resolution, they're spending too much time trying to interpret it as a government team, and they're not going to come in there with a fantastic case, and you're just going to have to beat it on case. So that's really, I guess, how you interpret resolutions of the different types. I know that this is totally bird's eye level view, but what I want you to see is that Parli can be sort of fun, you can definitely get creative with the resolutions, and op is not scary. I think that's one of the key takeaways from this. It is not scary to go into a round having no idea what the other people would argue, even though you only had 15 minutes of prep time. I think that you will find this to be a rewarding and challenging activity that you can pick up right away and not be embarrassed, but will take quite a few years to master. So I hope you take that opportunity and debate some Parli this year.